Donna J. Donnan presents Ask Donna, a weekly podcast on a plethora of topics and tips. Donna's podcast is split into 4 distinct sub-podcasts. The first week of the month is where Donna hosts her Ask the Bloggers podcast on such topics as overcoming bullies and bullying, tips on entrepreneurship, and protecting oneself from scams and scammers. The second week of the month is where Donna hosts her Ask the Coach podcast. A bit of this, a bit of that from her monthly Did You Know diary. The third week of the month is where Donna hosts her Ask the Homemaker podcast. Tips on everyday hints to help you take advantage of natural remedies and solutions. And the fourth week of the month is where Donna's podcast is all about her product review and a book review. Sit back and enjoy.
Hey, everybody. It's Donna J. Donnan, your host for the Ask Donna podcast. And I am pleased to be here with you for yet another week 3 of March 2024. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that March is up to its 3rd week. Father Time is really marching on, but you know what? I know that spring is here. Whether it's here or not, I am saying that it is here because I can smell the freshness of the air, and I can even hear the birds starting to call to each other. Folks, I'd like to thank you all for continuing to listen to me and to read my show notes. And please do not forget that you can always write to me at Ask Donna on your blind life. Ask Donna at Ask Donna on blind life at gmail.com. Again, Ask Donna on blind life at gmail.com. Write to me, ask me anything, and I will be pleased to send you whatever I've got. All right. So, thank you again to my brother Michael, my very lovely brother Michael in Montreal. Thank you very much for continuing to produce my podcasts and to always be there for me and to cover my back. Hi, Heather. Okay, so it's time for us to get down to business and to talk about this week's Ask Donna podcast. It's all about asking Donna as the homemaker. But before we get into that, I have some questions to answer from listeners. I chose 2 of them, I think, or maybe 3, that I'd like to address. And here are the questions that listeners sent to me. Okay. Here's the first question. The listener would like to talk about the 10 common uses for baking soda that I talked about in my Ask the Homemaker podcast for February. And the listener wanted to know more about making a paste out of baking soda and water and then rubbing on insect bites to relieve. The listener wanted to know how effective is this, and I'm saying it is because I've tried it. And the listener wanted to know how much does one measure. Listener, you don't have to have a huge bowl of this paste, okay? Just a little bowl, like a finger bowl. You take, you have probably 3 parts of water and 1 heaping part of baking soda. Mix the baking soda well into the water and then rub it on the insect bite or any other offending area. If you find that the baking soda is not enough, you can put a little bit more, but just make sure that there is enough baking soda and water to make a nice paste. Don't make the paste too thick, but then again, don't make it too thin, okay? Make it so that it covers the insect bite and that you could feel it covering the insect bite, okay? And you can just use a small container. You might want to sort of experiment with this paste Like I said, you could have 3 parts water and 1 part baking soda, or you can make them equal parts if you find that works better. Okay, personally, I use the equal parts and it works well for me. Okay, all right, on to this week's Homemaker's tips. I only chose 1 question. I thought I chose more than 1, but it's just 1 question. All right, for this week, let's get started. And its uses for Vaseline petroleum jelly. Okay? All right. Here is the first tip. Okay? This is for using when you are dealing with a blurred trap in your sink. Okay? All right. You're trying to, where is my head here? You are using this as bait. Coat small pieces of sponge with petroleum jelly to simulate fish egg bait. Okay, this may sound a bit blurry to you and to me, but this was submitted to me by someone, and that's what it is. Let's just ignore this and move on, okay? Number 2, petroleum jelly is used to prevent car battery corrosion. You smear the petroleum jelly on battery terminals, okay? On clean battery terminals, okay? All right. Number 3, you can use petroleum jelly to repair stains, rings, and minor scratches on wood furniture. Okay, so you can use petroleum jelly to repair stains, rings, and minor scratches on wooden furniture. Cover each scratch with a liberal amount of petroleum jelly. Okay, let it sit for 24 hours, then you wipe it away. Okay, first of all, you rub it, this is not a good day here. What you do is you cover you coat the offending spot on your wooden furniture with petroleum jelly. Okay, let it sit for 24 hours and then rub into wood, wipe away the excess, okay, and then you polish as usual. So let me just go over this for you. You have a nice coat of the petroleum jelly over your scratch. Coat it liberally. Okay, coat the scratch liberally with petroleum jelly. Let it sit for 24 hours. Then you rub it into the wood, wipe away the excess, and then polish as normal. Number 4, you can use petroleum jelly to remove chewing gum from your hair. Apply the petroleum jelly into your hair and work liberally on it until the gum slides off. You know, I did this one time. I don't know what was going on here. Chewing gum, and then I took the gum out of my mouth. This is kind of gross. Took the gum out of my mouth and somehow it ended up in my hair. And then someone said, use some petroleum jelly to take it off. And it did work, okay? Number 5, you can use petroleum jelly to stop a faucet from screeching. Okay, remove the handle and stem and then coat both sets of the metal faucet with petroleum jelly. Okay? Coat both sets of threads with your petroleum jelly after you remove the handle and the stem. Number 6, you can use petroleum jelly to lubricate skateboard wheels and roller skate wheels. Okay, again, you can use petroleum jelly to lubricate skateboard wheels and roller skate wheels. You smear the petroleum jelly around the cylinders on the roller skates or the skateboard, okay? Around the cylinders, okay? And this would help those wheels to roll faster. Number 7, you can use petroleum jelly to remove a ring that has been stuck on your finger. Okay? You coat your finger with the petroleum jelly. Coat it liberally, and voila, you'll see how easy the ring slips off. 8, you can use petroleum jelly to moisturize your face. Wash your face thoroughly, and while it is still wet, you spread the petroleum jelly evenly over your face, okay? And make sure that this is not greasy. It is not greasy. When you spread it over your face, it is not greasy. It removes all spots, makes your face look nice and clean, and it's a secret weapon. Health spas use this secret treatment. Number 9, you can use petroleum jelly to revive cracked leather or dried leather. Okay? Petroleum jelly, when rubbed into a baseball glove, okay? It softens the leather when you rub it into the it softens the leather when you rub it into the leather. Number 10, it prevents rust from outdoor machinery. Again, you apply a generous coat of petroleum jelly and it will work. Number 11, it is used to remove splattered paint on windows and floors and metal work, okay? It works like a charm. When you smear your petroleum jelly on your windows and your floors before you paint, it avoids splattering, okay? Before you start painting your room, dip a Q-tip into your petroleum jelly, okay? And run it around the edges of the glass, okay? And you can use it to coat your door hinges and your doorknobs. So you take a Q-tip, dip it into some petroleum jelly, right? And you then rub it around the edges of your glass, your doorknobs, and your door hinges, okay? Before you paint a room, okay? and anything else. And your ladges. And you also can use petroleum jelly to spread it along the edges of your linoleum floors. Okay? All right. Make sure that the coat is very thin, and you can also use this for tile floors as well. The smears of the petroleum jelly will wipe off with the cloth. Number 12, you can use petroleum jelly to remove makeup. Petroleum jelly takes off mascara, eyeliner, lipstick, rouge, and powders. Number 13, you can use petroleum jelly to prevent a cap sticking on nail polish bottles. Okay? Use some petroleum jelly to prevent sticking of a cap on nail polish bottles. Just put a thin coat of petroleum jelly around the cover of the cap. 14, you can use petroleum jelly to help you when you wish to have your curtains slide easily, your shower curtains. Okay? It works. Just apply a thin coat of petroleum jelly to the curtain rod and voila. There are other tips that I can share with you, but these are the most important tips for this week. And I hope that, I apologize for my hesitance here because I'm just trying to make sure that I read it so that it makes sense to you. All right? There are other tips. And if you would like to get these tips from me, Donna, the homemaker, do not hesitate to write to me at askdonnaonblindlife@gmail.com. Put in the subject line uses for petroleum jelly, and I will be more than pleased to send these tips to you electronically. And you will see that a lot of these tips are very, very practical and they make sense. Okay? There are a lot of other tips that I can share, but these are the most important. All right, this is it for me for this week. I'm Donna J. Jodhan, your host for the Ask Donna show, Ask the Homemaker. I wish everyone a great rest of the day, a great rest of the week. Hope you enjoyed my podcast for today, and I will be with you once more next week. Write to me at askdonnaonblindlife@gmail.com. Take care now and stay safe. Bye-bye.
That's it for this week. Donna hopes that you enjoyed her podcast today. She thanks you for having taken the time to tune in and looks forward to being with you next week. Send your thoughts and feedback to Donna at askdonnaonblindlife@gmail.com.